It's been hectic, because you know how it is when you're out of town.
Okay.
How are you?
I am fine.
Did I see multiple police officers here this evening?
Yes, Rick's supervisor.
Oh, wow. Does he know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the,
Got it, yeah.
part of the splash.
Got it, yeah. Part of the fun.
The chief was supposed to be.
Chief? Our chief of police?
Yeah,
Wow, that would be cool.
he's a friend of ours.
Oh, okay. So, you have a pre-existing relationship.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But he couldn't come, so he's
Yeah.
the assistant
She
chief.
sent some of the bills. That's cool. And that's going to be a 15-minute part of this thing early on.
Yeah, it's right after. So we do Lechadodim, greetings, simchas, have a seat. Dora's then going to bring in Rick. They have a whole farce planned.
You got a whole thing set up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just follow your lead.
And then after that, the only thing is at the very end, if we could do like Santos or something.
Oh, yeah. At the end of that, you'll do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got Shechianu and Siman Tov always lined up.
Okay.
Because one never knows when the baby name is going to get sprung on you or something, you know? That was a thing in the past.
So,
Oh, there's baby naming tonight. Okay. So I learned to be prepared for that. I can fumble my way through a fair number of these things, but I feel much better if I got the music in front of me. I wasn't a guitar player or song leader as a teenager.
yeah.
And so those precious years where you memorize everything, these were not among the things that I memorized. What? Was that the second bad guy? Imagine my surprise when I had put a new battery in and it's already red.
Huh.
I did not get the walkie-talkies out because the Hava's door was locked, but
They're not in Hava's office.
Oh, they're not
in
anymore.
the
Yeah,
work
they're
room.
working out. We moved them.
sorry, I should have.
Nah. David, that's what happens when you spend half the year in Hawaii.
Things get moved.
We were giving them a high. With
Does Phil know what's going on?
No.
Okay, should we tell him? This way as a heads up.
Okay.
Only because he's doing tech.
Okay.
I'll go tell him.
Go tell him.
I'll go down.
come on thing. Stuff is very hard to do one-handed. It's hard to do two-handed, actually. That might be intentional because I put it in backwards. Well, would you look at that?
How about that?
It's designed so that you can't screw it up.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please come in and join us. Find a seat. Oh, yeah, we need those.
with technology or having a bad day.
Hopefully that's the end of it.
So we're going to open our service tonight on page 10. Page 10 in your books, but number 1 in your hearts. Let's sing Maya Fehayom.
Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
So a colleague of ours, Rabbi Rami Shapiro, wrote this poem that I think would be meaningful for us to start our service with tonight. It's called We Are Loved. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, an ending love. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we're too weak for meeting. Embraced, touched, soothed and counseled, ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. Let's turn in our prayer books to page 2 and 3. Page 2 and 3. Betsy, would you come up and help us with the candles, please?
Isn't work tonight? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat's a beautiful time. I think it's important for us to know where we are in this beautiful synagogue that welcomes everyone. Bottom of page 6. Let's read together. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May the threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May the synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. And in traditional communities, the song Lecha Dodi is an invitation to the Shabbat bride to come in and join us and create Shabbat moments. So page 20 and 21.
Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Shamor Bezachor Medibur Echad Hishmianu El HaMiuchad Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad L'Shem Tiferet Ve'Litila Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Likra Shabbat Lehu Echad Ki Mekor HaBeracha Mirosh Mikerem Nesucha Sof Maaseh B'machshava Tevila Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Hitoreri Ki Ba'orei Uri Uri Shir Taberi Kivod Adonai Alayim Nigla Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela.
Please rise.
Holy v'shalom ateret bala Gam besimcha u'b'tzola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela Lecha Dodi Likra Kala Hene Shabbat Mekabela.
And now that we've greeted the Shabbat bride, I'm sure you saw her walk in, let's turn to the people around us and greet each other. Wish each other Shabbat Shalom.
Travis. So we can see you. Your face is totally clean shaven.
Test one, test one. Shabbat Shalom. Please take a seat. Ba-dum-bum. So, tonight we're doing things a little differently. As you know, there's been some changes around the temple over the past year. The door's not always open. You got to push the button to get in. The Jewish community is a little hyper vigilant, if you will, about security. And sometimes that makes congregants nervous, like, is something happening that I don't know about? That's why the door's locked? Or is it just locked because we place the safety and security of everybody in our building first? So I thought we could take a moment tonight to do something a little different, have a little conversation. And I invited our Chief Security Officer, Lieutenant Besselman, to come and be a part of our security conversation. So I'm going to make you talk into the microphone so the people inside that camera can hear you.
How are y'all doing? The rabbi kind of gave me about 5 minutes notice, so formal speech prepared. But let me start by, I know almost everybody in here. I've been here for several years now, and fortunately I know everybody by name, either by name, by face. I know your vehicles, and that's a good thing. So
he knows where you live.
I do know where you live. So, a lot of you I consider to be very good friends, and it's been a really, really good experience to work here all these years, and I appreciate it, and hopefully it's been a good deal for me and my family. I've been able to, we work extra jobs, if you don't know that, in order to put our kids through college and things like that. So my third kid is in college now, so hence, why does a guy who have 30 years on the department work extra jobs? Somebody asks me that sometimes, and it's to help pay for things like that. So real quickly, those of you that don't know very well, my name is Rick Besselman. I've been on the police department for 30 years. Actually, I just hit my 30-year mark. Been on the SWAT team for the last 17 years. Almost 18 years now. I joined the SWAT team in 2005. So that is my real job. I only wear this uniform when I'm here. When I am at work, I wear a green uniform, and I respond to SWAT scenes. And anybody that wants to know more information about that, I can share that at a different time, but that's a whole nother topic. There are times where I'm here working and I do have to leave. It's very rare. It happens a couple of times a year. But if I'm here on a Friday night or a Sunday morning and we have a major SWAT scene drop in the city, I have no choice, but I have to go. I'm the only lieutenant over the team, and especially if my boss is out, I have to be there. So normally when that happens, I'll notify somebody here on the board, or Bruce Greenberg if he's here, and they'll cover the door for me while I have to leave. So unfortunately that happens just a few times. Let me talk real quick about the security here. I've had some questions over the years. Okay, why do you sit there? I'm going to be very honest about why I sit at the front door, and I don't like to be inside the building. If I'm inside the building, this is all I have, okay? When I'm at my car, I can see everybody coming in. Now, what I can't see is what happens back here. Obviously, we need another officer if we were going to watch the back of the building and the side of the building. You can't watch everything. But I feel like if anybody comes onto this property, most likely they're going to come right through the front driveway. I can see everybody coming in. I can keep eyes on the front door. We have radio communication between the people in here and me out there. So if anything were to happen in here, they can radio me and I can be in here in less than 10 seconds. But the real reason I sit outside is because I have a lot more firepower in my car out there than I have on me. So if somebody comes here to do real harm, I have stuff in my car that is gonna give me a better chance of solving the problem. Okay? I use my car as cover. I have heavy ballistic stuff in my car, and I have multiple weapon systems in my car. So I feel much safer closer to my vehicle than I do in here, and I can keep a better, I feel like I can watch you guys better if I'm there. So that's the reason I do what I do out there. Some people have mentioned, oh, why don't you stand at the door? I understand that concept, but if I'm standing at the door, somebody is on me in a split second, and I'll never see them coming. If I'm at my vehicle or near my truck, I can at least kind of see what's going on. So, does anybody have any questions about that? I know it's really a personal preference. I do work for y'all. I will concede to certain things, but I do have my reasons for doing what I do. So yeah. Yes.
So you mentioned that you've been working with us for a long time, like our gala and other events. Is that right? And I heard it's something like maybe 15 years that you've been doing this. Is that right? Long?
I don't know. Honestly, I have to go back and look.
Yeah. Yeah, we do that.
We started, security when I first started was only a few times a year for the High Holy Days, okay? And then I think the incidents around the country started ramping up. If you go to adl.org, which I'm sure you all know about, you can see the incidents, anti-Semitic incidents that are occurring around the country, and they keep track of them. It's over 2,000 plus a year, and it's going up. That number keeps going up every year. So I guess with the increased incidents around the country, the temple board and members decided they wanted year-round security. So hence we started doing more year-round security.
I have a two-part question. Okay. So over this past year, almost a year that Rabbi Lipper has been with us, he's talked a lot about community. What does our community look like, who we are, and we're so happy that you are part of this community. And what you said just before was beautiful about how you know all of us, you know our cars, and you just become so enmeshed with us, and we certainly appreciate you and just adore you as well. And you mentioned that you started by working galas for us. Well, you must have worked in 10 more, something, right? Well, this year, we want to invite guest of honor for our gala. We want, yes. we want to celebrate you and your commitment to us and to our community, and also for just being such an amazing, important part of our community. So my question to you is, will you accept? and we know that he already has the date on his calendar because we've already secured security for that night.
So Rick.
Very nice, thank you.
To be honest, that's why you're here. Because we want to honor you. And there's a couple of guys standing behind you that agree with me. So, and I also want to share that Chief Fenner would have been here, but he's coming to the gala. Wow. Just to see you.
Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it.
So I asked these distinguished gentlemen next to you if they would share an anecdote or two tonight, just to give us in Jewish language, a forspice, a little taste of what might happen on March 25th.
Okay.
So, Chief,
Well, first of all, we're not so sure he's going to be available March 25th, okay? Because, as he was stating, things happen in this city all the time, and Rick is our SWAT commander. So if things go bad, he's the guy we count on. He is the man that is out there with, probably, 24 other SWAT officers, bomb techs, K-9, patrol, everybody you can imagine, and he's calling the shots that almost every time save a life and save innocent life for sure. We do all we can to save everybody. But Rick's the guy making those calls that successfully end those situations. So that's how important he is to our department. Now, personally, I have known Rick our whole career together. I'm just a couple of years ahead of him. We came on almost the same time. We've worked extra jobs together. I don't think we ever worked at Temple Sinai together. but we worked other things together. And I spent some time on the team. Rick was on the team. Rick's on the team now. So we have a lot in common. But he's still doing it, and my hats off to him because it's a tough job and a lot of responsibility. So Rick, we're very proud. You deserve every bit of this and more. I'm not kidding. So glad you didn't just crush us back there. They had us tucked away back there, and I'm thinking, eventually he's probably going to start telling you about the problems with the executive staff. No. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Executive Assistant Chief Jim Jones, who actually is in Rick's actual training plan. But both I've got to work with him, so I was honored to be here. Thank you. Well deserved.
Well, thank you for inviting us here today. It's my pleasure to be here. Rick is really a resource for the department. When he's on the scene, I know we're in good hands. You are very, very fortunate to have him running your security. Just no doubt about it. He's the person I would choose for anything that I wanted to run. I am so fortunate to have him working still with us in SWAT. It's a pleasure to have somebody that's a gentleman, and yet he can take care of business, and he cares about people too. I can tell even when he was talking to you, he really cares about everything he does and the people he meets. So he's a fantastic person. I think you couldn't do better picking him for your gala to honor him.
Rick, I just want you to know these guys had to walk from the middle school. So they didn't, because otherwise you would have seen their SUVs in the parking lot and freaked out.
See, we trusted you to do good security. We knew you were sweet. So, congratulations.
So, thank you. So we're not quite yet done. You haven't turned enough shades of red yet. As you and I have talked, I spent a little time in Israel, and when I was in Israel, I was in the police force in Jerusalem, part of their SWAT team. And just wanted to give you this tonight. This is our hat badge for the Israeli police. And, we're brothers together. And the temple is your family. And you are ours.
Thank you so much.
So we look forward to March 25th. We're going to really celebrate the things that you have done for us and the things that we will still do in the future as a community.
Great. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Sing this
song.
Mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, Yehelanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, Yelanu.
So maybe your bosses would like to get you back to work. Quit playing around here. So that was a nice diversion. So, because it is Shabbat, we might want to shift back to our Shabbat moments. So let's turn in our prayer book to page 26. Page 26.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabba V'yoma tivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayerecho be'Yisrael Bagala bagala u'bizman karif v'meru amen Yehishmei Rabba mevorach leolam lo me'almaya Yiparach, Yiparach, V'ishtabach, V'ipa'ar v'tromam v'inaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitale, V'yitalal, Shemere Kudesha Brichu, Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Tamiran be'oma, V'meru amen.
Please rise.
Yada yada la yada 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 la yada yada la yada la 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 yada yada la yada la 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 yada la la yada Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Leolam Vaed Yada yada la yada 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 la 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 yada yada.
Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, u'vidvuna meshane itim, u'mahalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'hoshech mipnei or, Uma'avir yom umevi laila, uma'avdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo. El hai v'kayam tamid imloch aleinu leolam va'ed,
Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim.
Aravim. Bottom of page 32, together. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, For they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam V'Haed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam V'Haed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Except this front row over here. Come here. All of you, bring your prayer books. Bring your prayer books. Page 36. Ready? Make room for Ahava. Ready?
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך. ושיננת לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשיטתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Mitsuyan.
Well done.
What does that mean?
Excellent.
Thank you.
Let's continue now on page 41. Never mind, page 39. Top of the book. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 mi chamoch ba'elim Adonai mi chamoch ner arakore norati lo tosefele norati lo tosefele Baruch tehillah sefele, Nora tehillah sefele. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
So the darkness has come, and it's time to turn to our own relationship with God. It's at the dark times of the day that we need God more. We sense a distance. And so this prayer, Hashkivenu, talks about the shards of light that still come through and remind us that God can be present in our lives.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomenu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom, V'hamidenu shomenu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomenu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomenu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomenu l'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
Please turn now to page 46 and rise as able for tefillah.
Adonai sefatai titach ufi agitei latecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Gula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah, Rav Leoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'remanat Alachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Ata Kadosh Shimcha Kadosh, Ukedoshim Bechol Yom Yalucha Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
And let us all say, Amen. You may be seated. Let's continue together at the top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael, Udhil ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Baruch Atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Amen. Page 59. The bottom, together. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us a little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch Atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulcha Na'eh Lehodot.
Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Amacha, Tasim Leolam. 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 Ki Ata Melech Adon, Lecho HaShalom. Ki Ata Melech Adon, Lecho HaShalom. Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Amacha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Amacha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'neicha levarech et Amacha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Let's take a moment now and think about the people in our lives who are struggling with illness. People whose lives are hard because of physical or spiritual struggles. We hope and pray that our prayers may reach the Holy and Blessed One. And sometimes the prayer that we utter simply reaches us when we feel helpless to do anything to help those that are struggling. So this week we offer this blessing for John Deacons and Debbie Simon, Carmen Villarreal, Roger Villarreal, Joan Adler, Philip Richardson, Shirley Levin, Veronica Lee Strulovich, Bruce Sarbitblit, Melanie Pollock, Alan Levin, Tanya Thompson, Rob Seltzer, Todd Malinik, Lenny Marcus, Terry Vaughn, and Peter Scott, and Aaron Kugler. And we add, as we go around the room, please share the names that weigh on you. Please turn in your prayer books, page 253.
Sheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
May the Holy and Blessed One bring the blessings of health and peace to all those that we've named. Amen.
Amen.
So I know this is crushing, but there's no sermon tonight. We used up all that time to honor the Lieutenant Besselman. So I'm going to go straight to announcements with David.
I'll make up the difference. I had a sermon prepared. No. Good evening, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And welcome to our members, to guests, our virtual congregants. I get to wave to them. I just had to mention before I get into the announcements that someone saw this evening as I walked in that Officer Rick was standing in the lobby, and they sort of turned to me and says, well, he's in here, he's usually out there. Is that forebode a bad situation? Should we be worried? And I said, I can't tell you, but we got a lot of firepower here tonight. So wonderful. Some of the announcements. So this Sunday, and a drum roll, I'm sure for all our young adults here, religious school restart. Oh, yay. The teachers are all excited. We are hosting, and very important too, for all the parents, please don't just drop your children off for their schooling, but from 9 to 10, we need your input. Very valuable for the Federation on the Hineni initiative. So come, I think there's something on the wall as well where we're collecting some thoughts. So if you can't be there on Sunday, there's some pen there and put a few ideas around how we can continue to make our Houston community, Jewish community, even better, even greater, and in particular how we can make Houston's West Houston community better. You've got a pamphlet that I handed out, and I think in there, I was reminded by the rabbi, there are quite a few learning opportunities. So none of us are at the point where we don't need some learning. Even basic Judaism 101 might surprise, I told the rabbi, I might learn something out of this. And there's a book group event, there's Bibles and Bagels, so read that for all the different ones that are coming up. But there is one on January 10th, there is one on January 21st, and then there's one starting on January 22nd with the rabbi. There was a couple others out on the tables just so you know about. Sinai Night Out, this is a great thing where we get to schmooze, we get to eat, and if you haven't already, please consider coming on January 21st at 6 p.m. at North China Restaurant, which is right over at Highway 6 and Katy Freeway. And if you can make it, RSVP to Susan Hertz, and everybody probably knows Susan's number and email to reach her. And there is another couple of announcements. I won't go through all those, believe me. But I do want to thank, again, we always do thank our Carol for the beautiful challah that we're going to have this after services outside, along with the motzi, and a real special thanks to our fundraising committee, not only for organizing what happened for 10 or 15 minutes, and also for sponsoring and organizing our own egg tonight. So I think I covered everything. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Did I miss anything right? Okay. Well done.
So if you didn't quite get the message, March 25th is the Temple Gala. We are taking roll that night. So if you are not there, you will be there. All right? No, really, it's actually going to be a wonderful evening. We're going to roast and toast Rick. We're going to share a whole lot of dreams of what Temple can become. If we work together to make that happen, Temple can be far beyond what we imagine it to be. And then we're going to have some fun. working on that right now. So please put it on your calendars. Nobody in this room tonight should be able to say, I didn't know it was happening. Because you were in the room when it happened.
Max has a question.
Yes. Can kids come? That's up to your parents. Depends how much of a share of your bar mitzvah proceeds you're willing to donate to Temple Sinai. No, let's make sure we have that on our calendar. How about that? Yeah. It's the 14th. It's next week. It's the second Shabbat. Second Shabbat.
So no Bible and bagels tomorrow.
No Bible
next
and
week.
bagels. It's been a hard winter season for Diane. All right, let's turn to page 283. I need Sonia, come on up here, and Crystal, come on up. Please turn to page 283 and rise as the ark is open.
Open the doors. Go ahead.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekidula liotzer breshit, shehu sam chelkenu liached et shemo, v'gor aleinu lehamlich malchuto, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehunot HaShamayim v'yoser haaretz U'moshav v'karo b'shamayim imal U'shchinatu zo v'govhei meromim U'Eloheinu enod Hem malkeinu efes ulatov Kakatu b'torato Yaratayom ve'ashevota El levavecha Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim B'shamayim imal Ve'al haaretz mitachat Einod V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom ha'u Yeh Adonai echad U'shemo echad.
May be seated. Page 289, reading number 2. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision, or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that the growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love are we comforted. Life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts, and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. At this sacred time, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and our neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, those of every race, nation, and faith whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. This week, we mark the Shiva for Ina Chernikova, the mother of Nadia Friedman, mother-in-law of David, and grandmother of Sonia, Chase, and Mia. We mark the art sites this week for Ben Blum, my grandfather, Ethel Friedman, mother of Marcia Ellis, and grandmother of Michael Ellis. Max Feldman, father of Ruth Davis, and Martin Friedman, father of David Friedman. Are there any additional names for Kaddish this evening? For all of them, we say, Zechronam Levraha. May their memories be with us as a blessing. Together, we turn to page 294, and as a community, rise together for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, b'alma devara hirute, v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei d'chal beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'meru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam u'lemei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'parar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nehemata, da'amiran bi'alama v'yimeru amen. Yehei shlomo Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, and give comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And let us all say, Amen. We close tonight on page 338 with Am Yisrael Chai.
Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai, Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai, Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai, Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Oh, Ravinu Chai. Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Amen,
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please join us in the lobby for Kiddush and Motzi.
You as well.